This is episode 18 of the Living Luppy Podcast, 5 tips to eating healthier on the road. Welcome to the Living Luppy Podcast, where a fat musician fights to lose 200 pounds and learns a whole lot of lessons along the way. And now, weighing in at 416 pounds with a total weight loss of 38 pounds, here he is, your host, me. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Living Luppy Podcast. My name is Luppy, and it's good to see you. I'm really glad you guys are here today. This is the podcast where we talk about fitness and health. I was going to say hitness and felf, but that would be weird. Fitness and health, and it's from the perspective of a fat dude who is trying to lose a whole lot of weight, 234 pounds to be exact. So, glad to be here, glad to be checking in. I am back from being on the road. I went to see my family for a few days, and that was really great up in Michigan, and we had a great time, but also that brings some challenges with eating and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But it is good to be home and be back with you all. Make sure you check out the livingluppy.com website. That is the place to go for more info on the podcast and everything. So livingluppy.com and check that out. Also, if you're a fan, do us a favor, go on over to iTunes and subscribe there and rate the show if you could, and even leave a review. That really helps us move our way up the rankings there at iTunes. So do that when you got a second. That'd be awesome. All right, let's get into the show. Every week I weigh in and we see where I'm at, and I did that this morning, and let's check it out. There you have it, 416 pounds. So that's a total weight loss of 38 pounds. And, that's not too bad, being how I didn't eat 100% clean on the road. So, I gained a pound, and that happens. And actually really spurred me to think about that a little bit and think about what I could do to do better when I'm on the road. And so that is what we're going to talk about today in the battle notes. These are the battle notes. All right. So this week in the battle notes, we are going to talk about eating on the road. And I know that is tough for a lot of people out there. Some people for their jobs have to travel a lot. I used to do that for a long time. I used to go down to the Caribbean and play every month, and that's a long road trip. But even when I'm back here in St. Louis, I still have to a lot of times go on the road to get to gigs. And man, it's really fun to stop at every gas station and get your favorite chip and favorite soda. It's really hard being in the car for a long time, and you just get bored and you want little treats to keep you going. So it's really easy to get into the habit of just buying a bunch of junk and living off that while you're on the road. But it does not have to be that way. And for anybody who does it a lot, knows that definitely doesn't make you feel any better. And usually the whole time you're on the road, you kind of feel like crap because you've been eating crappy and you're gone, and it just makes it miserable. And then the next time you go on a trip, you're dreading it because you don't want to feel like crap again. And it's this whole cycle, So it does not have to be that way. All right, it doesn't have to be that way. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and kind of on my last road trip up to Michigan to see the fam, I was thinking of some ways that I could do better. And so that brings us to our battle notes today, which is going to be 5 tips to eat healthy on the road. 5 tips to eating healthier on the road. How do we want to say that? 5 tips to eat healthy. 5 tips. 5 tips for eating healthier on the road. There you go. All right, so let's dive into it. All right, number 1. And this is my favorite. I'm starting right off with this. Number 1 is Taco Bell. That's right. I said it. I know all the health advocates out there are shaking their head. They're SMHing me right now. But before you judge it too quickly, I'm not saying Taco Bell is health food by any means. But if you have to pick some kind of fast food option, I really think it's the best one. And here is why. You can get black beans there now. They have black beans, which are pretty good. Their refried beans are great, but there's some stuff in there we don't know what's going on. And with their black beans, it's pretty straightforward. It's just black beans. I don't think they add much to it, if anything. So you can get black beans. You can get like a black bean burrito or black bean tacos. You can, even if it's not on the menu, you can have them make it. I do it all the time. I get tacos with black beans instead of beef. I do that all the time, and they're happy to do it for you. So that's the first thing. You can get black beans. Maybe stay clear of the cheese and sour cream, but lettuce, tomato, pico. And that's the other thing. You can get everything fresco style. Most of you Taco Bell aficionados, that's a hard word to say, know about the fresco menu. But for those who don't, basically you can get anything on the Taco Bell menu for made fresco, which basically means no cheese or sour cream, and it's just basically pico instead of the sour cream and cheese. So it's just a little healthier version. So you can do that to anything. If you want to eat their meat, I wouldn't really recommend it, but if that's what you're into, you could at least get it fresco, and it'd be a little better. If you are a meat eater, maybe the chicken options might be a little better, I guess, because people say chicken's better. Personally, I just don't eat any meat because I think it all kind of has some health risks associated with it. But without getting into all that, there are lots of options for meat eaters and vegetarians and vegans. And that's how I tend to eat. So you can do the black bean. They have a black bean burrito. It's really good. You can do anything. Add black beans, make it fresco, bam. Got yourself a good, warm meal that you can feel pretty good about. All right, so number 1, Taco Bell, get it done. Number 2, Subway. That's right, Subway gets a bad rap, man. A lot of people like to trash on Subway. I don't know if it's just because they've been around so long and people are just kind of sick of it. Yes, all their sandwiches taste the same. That's true. I don't recommend going to Subway every day. But when you don't eat Subway regularly, it's a good option. They have lots of veggies, definitely the freshest veggies you're going to find at any fast food restaurant. So Subway is great. I get the Veggie Delight, or if they have it, I get the Veggie Patty. Veggie Patty definitely has a little more fat and calories, but it's really, really good. But a lot of times I just get the Veggie Delight. You just get bread and you get a whole lot of veggies on there. Put a little mustard or something or whatever you want on it. Bam, delicious salad or delicious sandwich, and really another healthy option. And speaking of salads, they do also have salads. So you can also just get a salad there. That's always a good option. So I am a supporter of Subway, even though a lot of people like to trash on it. I think it's a good option when you're on the road. So my number 2 would be Subway. All right, number 3 for our 5 tips to eating healthier on the road. Number 3 is prepare your snacks and water ahead of time. And this is, really probably should be number 1, but I wanted Taco Bell to be number 1 because I love Taco Bell. But number 3 is to think ahead and prepare some snacks before you leave. So you can make lots of little, snack bags. I take Ziploc bags and put nuts and seeds and maybe a few pretzels, maybe some grapes or some berries, something like that. You can also take whatever other kind of fruit you want, like an orange or an apple or a banana. Take lots of stuff with you, even if it is like pretzels or some baked chips or like just a better option. Even if you're going to need something crunchy, take something with you. A, you're going to spend less money, but B, that's probably gonna be better than the Cool Ranch Doritos you're gonna want when you're at the gas station. So take pre-made snacks. The other half of that is to take water with you. Bottled water is so expensive. Get yourself a big jug or whatever and fill it up with water. I always freeze it before I go, so then it's nice and cold and it stays cold for hours. And then you got water, you got snacks, and really you only have to stop to get some Taco Bell here and there and for gas. It's a lot cheaper and a lot healthier. So that is number 3. Number 4 for our 5 tips to eating healthier on the road. I think I've said that a different way every time. But number 4 is gas station food. Okay, so you pre-made your snacks, you pre-packed your water. But say you just really want something different, all right? And no matter how much you prepare, sometimes you just really want to buy something at a gas station. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about getting out of the car, going in and looking through the snacks, picking out what you want. And it's fun to like buy something. It's exciting in some weird way. So if you have to do that, there are still lots of good options at gas stations. Over the last 10, 20 years, gas stations have gotten hip to that. A lot of people want to eat healthier, and they've been doing a really good job of offering some healthier options. So number one, they have lots of fruits and veggie options now. I know a lot of gas stations even have fresh fruit like apples and bananas right by the counter. I can talk. And then sometimes in their cold section, they'll have little pre-packed fruit packs or veggie packs. And so a lot of places are doing that now. There's good options for that kind of fruits and vegetables. If you can't find that, there are also nuts. Nuts is still better than some options. Yeah, all these nuts are roasted and salted, which maybe isn't the best way we want to eat our nuts, but it's better than, getting a bag of Doritos and eating the whole thing. So you can get some nuts. You can get some sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are great because they kind of keep your mouth busy. As you're kind of working out to get the seed inside, it makes you do a little work for it. It's fun. It's a good little snack. There are definitely options. So next time you're at a gas station, don't say, oh, well, I'm on the road. I guess I can't do it. No, you can. There are lots of good options there. Just look a little harder and you'll find them. All right. So that is number 4. And now it is time for number 5. This went really fast, didn't it? We kind of cruised right through these. Oh, that's good. You get very efficient information here on the Living Luppy Podcast. Okay, so number 5 in our 5 tips to eating healthier on the road is to commit to it before you leave. So before you get in your car and head out, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to do better on this trip. I really want to stick to good foods. I know that seems maybe obvious or maybe like a little too simple of a thing, but I'm telling you, just doing that one step will help you kind of like commit to that. If you don't do that, then you're going to get to the gas station, you're going to be hungry, and you're just going to be like, screw it, I'm just going to get Doritos, But if you look at yourself and commit to it, then when you get in that gas station, you'll think twice. You'll be like, no, I said I was going to do better. Let's do better. Let's get the nuts, right? So it's maybe oversimple and overly obvious to some, but I think it's a good thing to do before you leave. I try to do it every time I travel. Commit to eating good food while you're on the road. All right. So there you go. Those are our 5 tips to eating healthier on the road. If you want more ideas and more information on stuff like that, you can go to livingluppy.com. We have a blog there that has a bunch of, I have a blog there that has a bunch of ideas and things, suggestions on, how to do better in all these life situations. I'm also starting a collection of recipes, so there's a recipe section on the website. And you can find all the recipes that I use. I keep sharing one every week on Friday. So there are lists of recipes there, and there will be more and more as we go along, of ideas of how to eat healthy. And most of it's pretty easy to make because I like easy stuff, and it's all vegetarian/vegan. So good, healthy options there on the website. So check that out. All right, we are going to take a short little break and hear a word from our sponsor. If you are interested in sponsoring the Living Luppy Podcast, you can get a hold of us at livingluppy@gmail.com. Luppy is spelled Luppy. Twitter is Loopy1, and Facebook is facebook.com/Living Luppy. So we'll see you out there. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. This is the Jim Manley, Chris Swan duo.
Mr. Saturday Dance. Heard they crowded the floor. In other words, I love you.
For booking information, call 314-616-0760. Yeah, what is that tune? That's a new tune. I haven't heard that before. What is that, Loopy? That is Pretty Boys by Loopy. This is the month of September, and we feature a new single every month. And so that is our new single of the month, Pretty Boys. That's a tune I did back in 2003. So it's an older song, but it's a new single. I haven't really released it before until now. So I actually just put out that single, and the actual album that's from, which is Lo-Fi and For the Underground Volume 1, that is available at livingluppy.com. I am re-releasing that whole album and making it available to everybody, so check it out. There's a lot of fun songs on there. It was a weird time in my life, and it's when I used to work at Applebee's and had a lot of drama going on with different people. It's just what happens when you work in the service industry, and I had some things I had to deal with, and I did it by making an album and talking about all those things. So there might be some stuff in there you can relate to. So definitely check that out at livingluppy.com, Lo-Fi, and For the Underground, Volume 1. All right, welcome back to the Living Luppy Podcast. Sure, glad you guys are here. Oh, I should, before we go on, I should mention also that Pretty Boys is available on iTunes. So you can also get Pretty Boys, the single, on iTunes. All right, welcome back to the Living Luppy Podcast. I'm glad you guys are here. This is good. I'm having a good time. Are you enjoying yourselves? I hope you are. Sometimes it feels like it's all about me. I want it not to just be about me. It's about you guys too. How are you doing? Good? Great. Okay, so it's time now for the Pizza Wars. Pizza Wars. Pizza Wars. All right, the Pizza Wars. This is where we talk about my ongoing battle with pizza addiction. This week was tough. Pizza got the best of me yet again. I'm really getting sick of it, to be honest with you. And it's time to start making some changes, but being on the road, was part of it, but really most of it happened when I was back here. I got home, I didn't have a lot of groceries in the house, and I was like, I'll just order pizza and then get back on it tomorrow. But then you want to eat the pizza the next day that you have left over. I'm telling you, man, once you start eating pizza, all you want to eat is pizza. It goes for any kind of food. Whenever you just start eating junk, you crave junk. It's hard to get back to not eating that junk food. And I'm trying really hard to get back to that and start, craving the good stuff again. Because when you start eating good stuff, then you just want to eat more good stuff. And that's what I'm working on. But this last week was tough. I had some pizza up in Michigan, which was fine. I was on vacation and it was good pizza. I don't mind having it on occasion. So I don't even consider that a real loss. But then I came home, didn't have a lot of groceries, so I ordered pizza again. And then a couple days later, I still was craving pizza, so I ordered it again. The real bad news here is not just what I'm doing to my health by putting all that cheese and grease in my body. Obviously, that's the most important thing. The second thing is the money. It's expensive to order pizza because a couple things. I'm not just ordering the, cheap deal pizza and going and getting it at the store. No, I'm ordering pizza, breadsticks, dessert, and I'm having it delivered. It's expensive, and I need to stop that just from a money perspective. But for sure, from a health perspective, I don't want to keep putting this crap in my body every day. So working to change it. But this week, we're going to give pizza 2, Luppy 0. So pizza 2, Luppy 0, lost this week. Man, that pisses me off. But the good news is it's a whole new week. Every day starts a whole new day. And you can do whatever you want with that day. It's funny. Every time I gave into that pizza, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was going to order the pizza. Super fun. Well, the fun starts before that because once you even realize, I'm going to eat pizza. What I like to do is do a lot of work but I know that I'm going to get that reward. So I'm I'm going to have pizza. So it makes me happy and I'm working. And finally, I go as long as I can until I'm just starving. And then I'm like, let's order the pizza. Then you get all excited, picking out what you're going to have. Then you get to wait, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then when you get it, it's like, oh, here it is. It smells so good. And you're so hungry at this point because you haven't been eating all day because you just want to be hungry when you get the pizza. It's all bad all around. And then as soon as you take that first bite, it's so good. And then the depression starts because as soon as you start eating it, you realize, wow, this is only going to last a few minutes. And then I'm going to feel really crappy and I'm going to be bummed out that I ate this. And I know that every single time before I call or put in my order. But I still do it. I'm like, I know, at least now I know. And I'm making this conscious decision. Okay, this is going to piss me off, but I want pizza. At least I'm making the decision instead of just being a victim and being like, I'm just addicted to pizza. I guess I can't stop. It's not that anymore. It's like, no, I know I don't have to do this, but I really want it, and I'm going to do it. So at least I'm making the conscious decision. But that doesn't change the fact that when it's over, I feel lethargic and gross and sweaty and fat, and I just know that all the cheese and fat, saturated fat that is in that stuff, man, is not doing good things for my heart, my arteries, my body. It's putting on way too many calories, which is putting on fat. It's just all bad stuff. And as soon as I'm full, I'm mad at myself again. And round we go. And 2 days later, it's like, oh, well, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. And I just really got to get to the place where I love myself and I believe in myself enough so that I don't do it. That I know that it's not going to bring anything good. I feel a little crazy right now because that's insanity, right? Doing the same things but expecting different results, that's insanity. And I keep doing it. I don't expect different results. Maybe that's the difference. But I still do it because I want that 10 minutes of fun, of good food in my mouth. Stupid, right? It's really stupid. And it's pissing me off. And the only thing I can do is keep going. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to just say, well, I guess I'm just going to eat pizza every day. No, I refuse to be that person. I'm going to continue to try to get this crap out of my life. I want it completely out of my life, But I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. And I know that a lot of you out there can relate to that. And just know that you're not alone. And we got to stick together in these pizza wars that we're all fighting. All right, it's time for the health fact of the day. Every week I look on the internet and I pick out a health fact and I don't research it at all. So this is just something I found on a website and I'm going to spit it out to you guys. So take it with a grain of salt. But I do try to find things that make sense. And this one this week is sitting 11 hours or more each day leads to an earlier death. So sitting for 11 hours or more every day leads to an earlier death. Now, that's a little morbid. I wanted to pick it though because I've kind of been stressed. Ooh, I'm sweating a little. Yeah, that's good. I had to turn off the air to do this. The reason I picked this one is because I've been working a lot on my website and some other projects I got going on that I'll let you guys know about soon. And I love it. It's great. I love it. But it does involve sitting all day in front of a computer. And as much as I love it and it's good to get this work done, you need to take breaks for your eyes, for your body. You need to get up and move a little bit. So that is my challenge of the week. And actually, I think I did a challenge like this very similar in a past episode. There probably will be some duplicates in our challenges. But since it's on my mind this week to move a little more, my challenge to you is, especially those who work in offices or work in front of a computer all day, to get up once every hour and just do a couple laps around the office, walk around your house, maybe take a walk outside. Just give yourself that break. Try to break every hour if you can. If you miss one, fine. But just the next hour, try to remember like, oh, man, I need to get up and stretch. Do that for your body. Sometimes we think, well, you're just being lazy. You need to push through. You don't need a break. But your body needs that physically. It's telling you that it's tired because it needs a break, and you need to give yourself that break for your health. So make sure you're taking a break every hour or two, get up, walk around, give your eyes a break, stretch your legs. Another thing to look into, and I think I am going to look into this eventually, is one of those desks that you can stand up. You can move it up or down, so you can sit down or you can move it up. And when I first saw that on TV, I thought it was ridiculous. But now I'm like, that's a really good idea for people who have to sit in front of their desks all day. So, I'm going to look into that eventually, and I would advise you to do so as well. Just keep moving. Just don't give up. And just remember you're not alone. All right? If ever you need an ear or someone to just vent to, you can always go to livingluppy.com or go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/livingluppy, and you can comment on there and tell us what you're going through, man, and I'll for sure respond. Because we are all in this together, and we need to support each other. All right? You're not alone, so stay strong. Thanks a lot for tuning in this week. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this. We do this every week on Wednesday at noon. There's a new episode, so thanks for tuning in. Again, I've gotten some great comments and messages, again, over the last couple of weeks, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank you for the support and the love. And I know some weeks I don't lose weight. Some weeks I gain some weight. I know we're all waiting for, man, when's he going to get it together and start dropping pounds? I want to see the change. And I promise you that that's coming. But I also want to do this when I'm not 100% fired up every day, because I want to figure out how to get there. And I want to document this stuff, and I hope it helps you too. It's real. It's honest. We all have our struggles. We're not all just, all the success stories we see. We want that to be our life, but that's not always how it goes for all of us. And even their story, you don't know how many times they failed till they finally succeeded. So the point is to continue to try every day to get up and try to do your best and keep working on yourself. And one day it's going to click, and you're going to just more and more start to achieve the goals you want to achieve. I believe that. I believe that I will achieve all my goals. I know that I will. And the reason I know that is because I will not stop until I do. And even then I won't stop. We'll just make new goals. All right? So believe in yourself. Love yourself. Hug yourself. And never, never, never give up. All right? All right, I'll see you guys on livingluppy.com. It's going to be a good week. See you next week. Peace.
For more information, go to www.livingluppy.com. Be sure to head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. We'll see you next week on the Living Luppy Podcast.